I've just screwed up. No. If you are not subscribed to this video, what the hell? There's a hose pipe coming out of the wall. This one here. Something on my foot. So this area here is where, well, it's where the hot tub is, and the slightly bedraggled looking cover. As you can see, we haven't done anything with this area yet at all, other than put this fence up to keep these guys out. I'll explain why that is in a second. It's twofold. But long term, we want to be able to use this space. You can see this is all massively overgrown under the olive tree. These two rooms, these doors don't close. This one needs cleaning up. There is actually a toilet here, which we don't even know if it works. But at the moment, the door doesn't close, so that doesn't help. And then this room here is a storeroom. This area here, which is kind of like a room, but not a room. I don't really know what it is. It's got a window. I don't know whether they had intentioned to put some kind of window in there, or door in there, or bifold or something. I don't know. And then this area here, which is massively overgrown. But there is actually a rather nice bougainvillea in there as well. So we'll rescue that at some point. But the reason why the dogs are locked out is because this wall here, as you can see over there, is incredibly low. And the other side of this wall is our neighbour. So that's our boundary. See these, unfortunately, rather dead-looking trees? That's essentially just inside of that. Oops, just inside of that is actually our boundary line. So our boundary line's about there. That's our land. That's our neighbours. What I need to do is put a fence just on the other side of this wall. I've got posts, but I need to secure the posts on the other side of the wall and then just put some green fencing as a barrier to stop them essentially from being able to get over there. And then I can let the dogs through here, because at the moment I can't let the dogs through. And then this area here will become essentially a little bit of a nursery area, plant nursery. That's the plan, because we've got water down here, we've got everything we need down here for that, and also just over here is the gate that takes you essentially, if I come around this way, if I just look over there, where are we? Just through this tree. How can you see? That there, where are we? Which way am I going? That way. That there is the, or will be, the kitchen garden. So now you can see the connection. Nursery just here, kitchen garden there. Kind of makes sense. I need to fence the kitchen garden area off. That's a whole different project which I'll come to. Because as we've discovered, there is a goat man who brings his goats up here. So I don't want the goats eating all my food. But yes. Oh, the other reason we need this area sorting out, something on my foot. The other reason we need this area sorting out is because in 10 days, we're having a housewarming, which Sam has invited everyone, as far as I can tell. I think she's actually invited the goat man as well. So yeah, anybody she's made contact with or spoken to in the last month, she's invited, including all of our friends, of course. But we want to be able to have people down here and entertain people, and the dogs to be able to just run around and things like that. So I need to fence that bit off so the dogs can't get out. I need to get this toilet here working, and the door obviously closable, and tidy, essentially, so that this isn't just an absolute horrible mess. Yeah. The other reason why the dogs don't come down here is because they walk across the hot tub cover, which we don't particularly want, because they might rip it. But for now, we can't do anything about that. Eventually, what we'll probably do is put some sort of a cover along the edge of here, so almost like a barrier there, and one here, and the same on the other side, so they can't get in there. And actually that will serve twofold, because it's also sun, a shelter from the sun of sorts as well. Oh yeah, we've got a shower here as well, in case anybody fancied a shower before the hot tub or after the hot tub. And down here, got this rather lovely olive tree, but it needs, all these need removing, all these whips need removing. This all needs digging over, of course. This needs cutting back because there's nothing wrong with this. It just needs a little bit of TLC. This as well just needs water. That's why these are fine. It's just a bit of water. They'll open right up. And I need to plant around here as well. Over here we've got who knows what. I don't know what's going on in that corner. That's a mess. There are cracks here. That's a future to deal with. I've just noticed the hosepipe coming out of the wall to here. Ah, that'll be to drain it, won't it? Yeah. I'm assuming that's to drain it. Yeah, so seating area here, she needs cleaning up, stone seating area. We've got a slightly unhappy looking palm here. Although it is growing, but it doesn't look the happiest thing in the world. This fencing here, again, it's kind of too low. It's kind of too low, this fencing, really, for the dogs. But might get away with it. Might get away with it purely on the basis that they can see over, and it is quite a big drop on the other side. We have got water here, hose pipe, and we've got this lovely big palm here, which is looking fantastic, and that all needs weeding underneath as well. But yeah, fencing is needed. Fencing, TLC, cleaning, tidying, filling things, painting, blah 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 blah. Lots to do. First of all, I need to fence that end because the dogs can get out. So let's go. I've got to mention as well, in 2 hours from now, our permaculture, well, her name's Felicitas. She is a agroforestry and permaculture expert. She's worked all over the world. She's very, very knowledgeable. And what the hell? Her name is Felicitas. She's an agroforestry and permaculture expert, and she's worked all over the world. And she's kindly coming out to advise us on whether what we want to do is achievable, practical, possible, given the climate, and all sorts of things like that. And maybe advise us on things that we had never even thought of as well. So she's coming out in 2 hours. I hope to capture some of that on the video as well for you, so that you can see what conversations take place. If we can't, because we're deep in conversation, we'll recap the conversations for you so you know what's going on. Because obviously that's going to become a big part of the channel, what we do with the land and everything else, because there are 5 acres here. And we do want to do something to a degree with all of it. So yeah, that's happening as well. So I better get busy. Stay there, Stones. Okay, so in case you can't get your bearings, this is the little window on that room I just showed you. The room that isn't a room, that makes sense? And this is the wall. So this bit here isn't too bad. They can still jump on it. But I need the fence really to be about here in height. Stormzy's shouting in the background because he can't get in here. That's exactly what I'm trying to sort out. So what I need to do is get this on here. post. So at this end, I'm just going to attach to the wall here, and then put posts further down, as and where I can, sort of along the wall. To give you a rough idea, that will go on the wall, and that it'll be braced against the brick, and it'll trap the fence inside, and then I'll attach the fence at the top. Simple as that. So our intention with all this was always to be as honest as possible. So I'm going to be pretty honest with you. I've just screwed up. We're reusing this. This was used elsewhere at our old house, this wire. And it has bits cut out, and I obviously thought I had it the right way up. I didn't. It's upside down. Which means there is a big cutout here. Oh, can you see that? There's a big section missing here. And further down, there's a huge great section missing, which needs to be on the bottom, not the top. So I need to undo all the bits I've just done, flip it, screw it back in again. So Felicitas very kindly came to see us. She is a permaculture expert, and she went through various different questions with us about what we want to get out of the land, what inputs, financial and otherwise, we can put in, and she's going to go away and formulate a plan. So what I've got to show you is essentially, it's us kind of wandering around the land, chatting, things like that. The problem we have, unfortunately, is that the dogs, some of the dogs were put away, and they were barking non-stop throughout. Sadly, we haven't got noise cancelling microphones. If many more of you subscribe and watch our videos to watch our journey here at the house and permaculture and the gardens and the land, if you more and more of you subscribe, then we can get noise cancelling microphones, and then you will not hear the dogs ever again, because they are very annoying when they bark behind the scenes on videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the footage of us wandering around chatting about the land and things like that. There'll be a couple of bits where we'll talk in as well, but enjoy just seeing all the land that we've got, and any ideas, suggestions you've got, please do leave them in the comments below, because it'd be great to hear those, because you might come up with something we haven't even thought of yet. And as I say, as soon as we've got the plans from Felicitas, which will be a couple of weeks, we'll do a dedicated video, probably just on what those plans are, how that looks for us, what we can roll out earlier than later, depending on how much it costs or doesn't cost, as the case may be. And yeah, it's ultimately enjoy the video, enjoy the walk around, ultimately enjoy the walk around, and do subscribe, because you subscribing and watching our videos means that we can get noise cancelling microphones. Yes. No is the answer.
Okay.
I'd like to, I know it's not practical, but I'd like to, it'd be nice to be able to grow all the trees from seed and things like that and keep it as low budget as possible. But I know that's not practical, because then you're 5 years behind yourself.
Yeah, but
House water.
wow, that's amazing.
No idea how deep it is.
That's amazing.
So my battery ran out before. While we were talking to Felicitas, my battery ran out, so I had to put my battery on charge. So I carried on. I've got the fencing done to here. I've done this post a little higher because the wall here, can you see the wall? If they got onto this wall, which they could quite easily, this isn't particularly far for them to jump over. So what I might do is put another section, possibly at an angle, coming down, just so this corner isn't accessible, because bear in mind, none of this will be here, so it's a very easy little jump for them to get up there that I don't particularly want them to do. I've also gone down here as well, done this bit. Don't know if you can see that on camera very well. Got a post here that goes across to there. This all needs tightening and it needs fixing to this fence. And then down here, got this section. Now the problem I now have is this isn't long enough. That only goes to there. I need it to go, oops, that only goes to there, and I need it to go all the way down to the end. I don't know if you can see that. So I've got some extra, and I'm going to kind of fix it all together, and you can follow along. So hopefully you can see this on camera, but there is now fencing running an extra foot 18 inches above the original fencing, and then here it steps up, mainly because of this flower bed. So obviously I don't want them jumping over. I've got some to tidy up that you might be able to see in the distance there, where it's just curled round, where it's the end of a roll. Various little bits of tidying up to do. Nothing major. The structure's there, but there's a couple of little bits I need to do probably tomorrow. Down here now, this was the worst part because you can see where I've trodden away. This is very, very low, and this section here they can just jump straight onto, and because of this is so flat, you can just walk along here and then jump over. So I've raised the height of this. I need to put another little brace against the wall, probably a 2 or 3 in fact, along down here, just to brace that up against the wall, and then wire through here, and then that's fairly decent there. It's actually will need to be wired against the wall below as well, so I need to do that tomorrow. Otherwise that's pretty well good, because initially for these guys, especially this one here, the visual barrier is enough. It's only when he hears or sees something that he wants to get to that he then tests the visual barrier. And what he will do when he tests the visual barrier is he will find weaknesses. He's like a velociraptor. He will find weaknesses in your barrier, which is what I'm trying to eliminate. So there's a little bit more to do, but what this now means is, as you can see, where are they? They are here. We can now have the dogs down here, wandering around, while I get this tidy and looking nice. That's the plan. So tomorrow we'll be tidying up this area here, maybe some sweeping, something else, I don't know. So yeah, more to do.